Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday, the 29th of September 2025. In today's Millwall news, early this morning, about probably 10 minutes after they went on sale, sold out. QPR away tickets sold out. Today was the 570 or above day, so that's when they went on sale. So it didn't even get to all other season ticket holders, just sold out. Apparently they've been putting names down in case they decide to release more tickets, which I'm not sure how they're going to do that. But yep, they have given us not that many tickets this season. So it's one of the hottest tickets in town. Sold out. Now, moving on to this from southernnews.co.uk, Alex Neil hopeful Coburn's first goal of the season can spark a run of form for Mill's front line. Alex Neil hopes Mill strikers will continue firing after Josh Coburn scored his first goal of the season on Saturday against Swansea City. Coburn, 22, led the line against the Swans and scored on the cusp of half-time when he headed home Jake Cooper's flick on, restoring parity in a match that finished 1-1. It was only the second league goal by a line striker this season, Macaulay Langstaff netting a late winner away at Norwich City on the opening day. Mihailo Ivanovic, Mill's top scorer last campaign, has yet to find the back of the net and missed the Lions' 1-0 win against Watford last Monday with a shoulder injury. Ivanovic and Coburn formed an effective partnership in the latter half of last season, scoring 8 goals in 7 games they started together, while the duo have started every game they have been available for in the current campaign. Neil was asked by News at Denver after the draw in South Wales whether Coburn's goal could spark a run of form for his strikers. Oh, I hope so. Mihailo's been struggling with a shoulder. He came on again today. We need to try and get him up and running, try and get him back to what we know he's best can be. Certainly, if we get more threat and more opportunities converted by the top line, then naturally we're going to be a better side. And I thought some of the play was okay today, and I think some of it can be a bit better. It wasn't that good. It was a baseline of meh with a few peaks of interesting, shall we say. Now, moving on to this, the latest loan update from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Alfie Massey had to withdraw from Wealdstone's fixture at Tamworth last week, which was midweek, due to injury. The midfielder pulled up 22 minutes into the Stones' 1-1 draw at the Lamb Ground and was replaced by Dylan Kadji. Massey then missed Wealdstone's goalless draw at home to Eastleigh on Saturday. Yes, I don't know what the injury is, but there wasn't an incident. Didn't seem a tackle or a foul. There's still no highlights, which, seeing as they show every National League game on the Zone, why haven't they put the highlights up on YouTube yet? I don't know. Maybe there was a problem with the camera. I'm just literally it is non-league, so maybe the camera's not working. Tough titties. We don't have any footage. Maybe it's that. I don't know, but yeah. So I couldn't see what happened to him. But he's missed one game now. Elsewhere, Adam Mayer played the full game as Cambridge United picked up a point at Tranmere Rovers in Sky Bet League 2, drawing 0-0. And then we have upcoming fixtures. So again, Wealdstone have got a game on Wednesday. I doubt Massey's going to be involved in that game. If he's just pulled up like that, it might be just the worst thing. Obviously, we don't know, but the worst thing is if it's an Achilles. Mild thing if it's like a hamstring injury or something like that. So we don't know. We do not know. So, but I don't think he's going to be available. I would say minimum a month. And Cambridge United have got Crawley Town on Saturday. So there you go. Now there is a game tomorrow. Not the first team game. That's on Wednesday. There is a game for the under-21s tomorrow. So yeah, Cardiff City versus Mill under-21s. This is from the official club website, millfc.co.uk. Millwall under-21s travel to Cardiff City in the Professional Dental League on Tuesday afternoon. Kick-off at 2 p.m. Kevin Nugent's side play for the third time in 7 days as they return to league action following Friday's 1-1 Premier League Cup group stage draw with Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Den. Zach Lovelace is once again expected to play some part in the game, with Lions supporters with a Millwall profile able to watch the game at no added cost. Yes, that is the next thing. You can watch the game for free on basic Millwall TV, which is all you need to do is log in. So you need a login, but there may be a way in a minute I'll tell you about. Millwall under the 21s travelled to South Wales with capital S. That does look more accurate to me. I don't know, but that does look more accurate to me. On Tuesday afternoon as they face Cardiff City, as mentioned. Please note that this stream is being provided by the host side, Cardiff City, so the feed will include commentary from the Bluebirds. So there you go. So they might be mentioning the names of the Millwall players wrongly, which is always funny when it happens. Now, let's get on to this. So, this is from cardiffcityfc.co.uk with some more details about this game happening tomorrow. Cardiff City's under-21 side begin the week by hosting Millwall on Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. KO. Watch the match live with Cardiff City TV. The live stream will become available below ahead of kickoff. So it's on this page on the Cardiff City thing. That one there, under-21 match centre. It's going to be on this page on Cardiff's thing. And I don't think they will need you to log in either. Maybe they will, I don't know. But pre-match, Darren Purse did play for Millwall. Was it on loan? He did play about 13 or so games. So he's given an interview. Oh, we're really looking forward to it. You know, in these double game weeks, we want the boys to have an awareness and understanding of what it's like to play 2 games in a week, which reflects that relentless schedule that the first team has. Now, it's good for the boys to prepare and take on information and also rest and recover between matches so that they can push themselves when times get hard. It's important, you know, and it's good for us that they're at home where there's not so much travelling involved. So we're hoping for 2 positive results and to continue the good run we've been on lately. Yeah, Millwall are a good side and quite rigid in the way that they play, you know, and they're very good at it. We've got to match them and stand up to that. If you look at our game against Burnley last week, I thought we were outstanding for large parts of it, but unfortunately we came off without the result because we couldn't take our chances. It might be the same this week, but you know, if we take our chances, we'll be alright. You know, if we don't, then we could make things difficult for ourselves. It's always a big test, and Tuesday will be no different. The nature of under-21 football means that we think fixture by fixture. You might not know, you know, what players you'll have available from one fixture to the next or one day to the next at times. So it's about planning as best as we can as a staff and a playing group, you know, taking each training day and match as it comes, and we prepare as best as we can, and hopefully, you know, we'll get a positive outcome as a result of that planning. City heading to Tuesday's afternoon's fixture in 5th place in the PDL South table, having earned 11 points from 6 matches played. Before their defeat against Burnley in the Premier League Cup last week, the young Bluebirds had been on a 3-match unbeaten run in all competitions and will look for a return to form against the Lions to kick off the start of a busy week. Last time out in the Professional Development League, Darren Purse's side defeated Watford 2-0 away from home with Troy Parrott and Jake Davies, both on the score sheet at Vicarage Road. Now, if you are in South Wales or thereabouts, you can go to the match in person, in real life, as in, you know, actually go there and not watch it on the screen. Entry for the match at Cardiff International Sports Campus will be free for all supporters, and that is a picture of it there. That's where you'll be sitting if you do go there. It's free. Supporters planning on attending should use the following address: Cardiff International Sports Campus, Leckwith Road, Cardiff, CF11 8AZ. The ground is located an 11-minute walk away from Ninian Park Station and a 32-minute walk from Cardiff Central Station. So there you go. but the game may be shown on YouTube, so you might not have to log in anywhere, because Cardiff City are they're very forward in putting their games live on YouTube, which is, it's very good. It's good for the rest of us because, along with Swansea, they're one of the most westerly teams in the under-21 setup at our level. So the fact that they put a lot of their games up on live on YouTube means, the fans and the friends and family of the away team that are going to Cardiff get a chance to watch it, because it's a long old journey. So maybe they can't make the journey, or it's too far. So for Cardiff to do this time after time after time, to put these games for free on YouTube, absolutely fantastic and brilliant for them. So there we go. So it may be on YouTube, on Cardiff City FC's YouTube, official YouTube channel. It will definitely be on Millwall, but you'll need to log into a Millwall TV profile. You don't have to pay, it's free. And it will be free on Cardiff, and we're not sure if you need a login. I remember last time that you didn't need to log in, it was just there on the screen. So there is that. Now we're going to finish by having a read of The Sun, thesun.co.uk. They put up a story today from Lukas Jensen. Millwall star Lukas Jensen admits dad's prostate cancer diagnosis left him feeling helpless hundreds of miles from home. Yep, so you may have seen the other day, prostate cancer stuff. They've been doing interviews and stuff with the podcasts, and they're doing a big thing with Prostate United the whole month going up to October. It's happening in October. So obviously trying to get publicity for that. They've got this story published in The Sun. I don't know if it was in the newspaper. I don't read The Sun, but it's certainly on the website. Millwall keeper Lukas Jensen received bombshell news from his dad Rene that he had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. It was a phone call that not only numbed him, but also made him feel helpless. And there he is there on the right. The Danish keeper was only 23, and the fear that his then 6-year-old dad may no longer be in his life was something he struggled to get his head around. Thankfully, after a year of treatment, his dad went into remission. And Jensen, 26, told the Sun Sport, I got a call from my parents here 3 years ago, and dad told me he had prostate cancer. And he's over there in Denmark, and I'm sitting in a different country, and it was difficult because, you feel like it's out of your hands and you can't really do anything. Not only was he my dad, he had a huge influence on everything I did in football, and he started as my youth coach, and with my mum, they both watched all my games, but my dad was the one that got me into football and did all my training when I was young. So for that to happen, to him was a big shock, and it took me a few weeks to get my head around it. But my parents were great at telling me, what the next steps were for him, and he luckily, was diagnosed early on, and he was able to get the treatment, and he got the all clear a couple of years ago. But so many people have not been so fortunate, and that's why I'm passionate to ensure people get themselves checked, and just to be sure, or to catch it early before it's too late. And we all have a responsibility to encourage our friends and loved ones, and my dad probably wouldn't have caught it as early if it wasn't for my mum, because she would say, you need a health check now you're 60, just to check your full body and see how healthy you actually are. Without that health check, they wouldn't have caught it early on, and so I'm so happy my mum said that to my dad, because, without it, I don't know what would have happened. A lifelong Millwall fan, Brian Kilgannon, was not so fortunate and sadly succumbed in his battle with prostate cancer 10 years ago. He was only 51. During his fight with the disease, the Lions gave their shirt sponsorship free to Prostate Cancer UK. They were the first English club to forfeit their lucrative sponsorship revenue to advertise and promote a charity. An award-winning documentary film was made about Brian's brave fight against the disease then, and to mark the 10th anniversary of his death, the film is being reprised this autumn. His son Will, who was only 12 at the time of his passing, was at the Den this week with Jensen and former line skipper from that time, Paul Robinson, to do some filming. Will told me on the opening day of the 2012 London Olympics, my dad was diagnosed with a terminal prostate cancer. He'd experienced some symptoms, but was a typical man's man. And he thought, this isn't going to happen to me. There's nothing wrong with me. And he put off going to the GP. And over that time, the cancer spread outside the prostate and become incurable. So from that stage, we knew that as a family, our lives would never be the same again. I was a 9-year-old schoolboy who knew there'd be a future when my dad wasn't in it. I knew he'll miss my graduation, my first day of my first job, birthdays, Christmases, all those sort of things. And we recognised and wanted to stop other families going through the exact same painful situation we were in. So that's why we got involved with Prostate Cancer UK and Millwall to raise awareness and spread our story. And to help other men and other families not to go through the heartbreak we had to go through as a family. Recent data shows that more than 12,000 men die each year of prostate cancer. That is only one person dying every 45 minutes. 1 in 8 white men will be diagnosed, but the risk is doubled if you have a familial history or are from a black and ethnic minority background. So that's what, 1 in 4 or 2 in 8. Powerful message. Will added. It can be checked with just a simple PSA blood test at your GP. It doesn't take much time at all, but it can save your life. When Millwall handed over their shirt sponsorship to Prostate Cancer UK, Will was a ball boy for the launch, and he walked out with Robinson, and the two were reunited at the den where they had a long chat and reminisced. Robinson said, Will has been so brave in telling his dad's story and a bid to help others not to go through what his family had to. Millwall's got a lot of unfair press about their reputation, but the bottom line is that this is a great community of people and fans. We're a club that look after our own, and I remember how proud I was to be a captain of a team that were the first to give up the sponsorship to instead help spread a message that could help save lives. And it's great to see Will all these years later. He's grown a bit, and the message, check them, stands tall. In October, the charity will be running a campaign called Prostate United, where football club staff and fans will run, cycle and walk every day to raise funds. For more information, visit Prostate Cancer UK at prostatecanceruk.org. .org. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.